Imagine a man who turned music into a weapon, a man whose concerts were protests, whose songs were indictments, and his life became a challenge to a corrupt political system. Of course, you probably know who I'm talking about now. It's Fela Kuti. His story has been told millions and millions of times. In the 1970s, he created something extraordinary, the Kalakuta Republic. His home, his studio, a self-declared sovereign state inside Nigeria. The government did not like him at all. They sent soldiers, they sent the police, they sent battalions, they sent the army. This man never stopped. Fela wasn't just born into music, he was born into rebellion. His mother, Fumilayo Ransom Kuti, was one of Nigeria's foremost women's rights activists, and his father was a union leader. Fela studied music abroad. He traveled through London and the US, and he came back to Nigeria with an idea. African music should confront African problems. Simple. Out of this came Afrobeat. Afrobeat without an S. A fusion of Yoruba rhythms, high life, jazz, funk, horns, and different genres of music. His songs weren't entertainment. Get it? They were weapons. And the Nigerian government, they took notice. Constant harassment, raids, and arrests became a part of his life. But Fela refused to die. Tired of harassment from the police and military governments, Fela did something radical. In 1970, he declared his home a sovereign state. He called it the Kalakuta Republic. It had its own clinic, its own recording studio, dozens of musicians and dancers, and intellectuals and artists, name it, different people. They lived inside there and they lived freely. They wore what they wanted, they spoke how they liked, and every night Afrobeat was playing. Just music every night, calling out corruption, brutality, and military dictatorship. Fela did not ask for permission. He exercised freedom. He broadcast a bold message. Nigeria is corrupt, true, but we can create spaces of freedom and self-expression. And for a while, it worked. Nigerians loved him, but the government, they hated him. Fela became a mirror showing the military government everything he did not want to see. And dictators don't like mirrors. They want to do what they want to do. You can't tell them anything. So they did not like him. In 1977, the Nigerian government launched the most violent attack on any artist in African history. 1,000 soldiers surrounded Kalakuta. They stormed the compound, they beat residents, they burned it to the ground. Fela was nearly killed. He was nearly killed, but his mother died. She was thrown out of a window during the attack and later died from the injuries. But still, he did not stop. Talk about strong head. He carried her coffin to the home of the military head of state at that time. In protest, despite arrests, beatings, censorships, and constant surveillance, Fela kept performing. His nightclub, The Shrine, which is still there today, became a haven for truth. His lyrics became fuel for activists. His courage inspired a generation. Fela teaches us that art can become a weapon against oppression. He inspired generations of Africans to speak, create, and resist systems that silence them. Today, Afrobeat is global. Although, guess what? There's now an S in front because that is what the Western people call it, Afrobeats. It's actually meant to be Afrobeat. Another rebranding, but that's just by the way. Fela remains a symbol of resistance. His Kalakuta Republic showed that freedom isn't only political. It can be spiritual, personal, and cultural. Fela did not just make music. He fought a regime with drums, horns, and the truth. He fought them with everything he had. And he won. You may ask, how did he win? Because he's dead. Well, his voice continues to speak now, louder and louder. Fela is a name that reverberates around Nigeria and possibly Africa because of what he dared to do. How many African artists today are willing to do such? All they want is the fame and the money and the girls and the life. Nobody bold enough to actually confront a system that is keeping them down. Fela should be an example. You don't have to be an artist. You don't have to be a musician. But at least you should be able to speak the truth. Let people know that you stand for truth. Until next time.